have Renzi's government, and when he was elected, the paper called him the New Left, and some papers are still calling him the New Left, and they are the only ones, because as soon as he was in power, he started attacking students and workers. And he's trying to pass this reform. It is called La Buona Scuola, which translates into the good school. And according to this reform, they are cutting state loans for high schools, and they are replacing them with loans from privates for those who can afford it, of course, not all the schools. And the students will have to work in the last 2 years of school. They will have to work 200 hours per year, for free, of course. It will be the headmaster of every school to decide which teachers are going to be paid more than the others. And this is a reform they are trying to pass since the 70s under various names. They are trying to privatize high schools and universities as well. And for example, our students already have to pay a fee. And if they don't, they won't let them have their school reports, they won't let them go into some classes. And this is illegal, of course, but since they don't have any money from the states, the schools are desperate because they will have to shut down. If we don't pay this fee, the schools will shut down. And we are one of I think we are the only organization in Italy which is against this fee. Renzi started attacking the workers as well, bringing forward this Jobs Act, which basically says that the Articolo 18 will be deleted. And this is a law that says a worker can't be fired without a valid reason. And so we had a big reaction of the workers. There were 2 strikes called on the 25th of October and on the 12th of December. And they were called by the union leaders, but they were forced to do so because there is a lot of anger amongst the masses. And the leaders of the union they are scared they will lose their position if they don't blow off steam, if they don't allow people to demonstrate. And they are the first mass strikes we are having since 2002. And of course we are not on the same level of Mexico, of Greece, of Spain, but for us these demonstrations and strikes are really important because they are changing the consciousness of people. People are starting to understand that they have to do something because no one else will, because the leaders of the unions keep saying we will bargain, we will talk to the government, but the government is not willing to do so. And it was the workers' movement that gave strength to the student movement. Because we have routinary strikes. For example, on the 10th of October, we had a demonstration, a student demonstration against this reform, the Buona Scuola, but it wasn't very participative. Because in Italy we don't have a student union, and we don't have any activities in university. It's high schools that are the most active, the most politically interested schools, and there is no national structure apart from the one that we are trying to build. So every city has a lot of groups, and you can divide them into 2 main areas. There are the activists, and they occupy empty houses, and they cause strikes and demonstrations, and they block the streets, but they never say we have got to unite with the workers. They just want to work with the students. And on the other hand, we've got bureaucrats, and they are structures paid by the union to go to their strikes and to bring their positions into the schools. But they also say we don't have to unite with the workers. Nobody wants to unite the struggle. And this is why the youth is no longer interested in this kind of structures. So on the 10th of October, there weren't a lot of people in the squares. And all these structures said the students aren't interested, they don't care for politics, it's not the right moment. But as soon as the workers went on strike, the students started organizing toward the 12th of December, using general assemblies in schools, occupations of the schools to talk about the movement, to talk about why we have to go on strike. So it's not the student movement that it is in a crisis. It's this kind of structures that are in a crisis because they never pose the problem of revolution. Of course, if you don't say we have to unite with the workers, you can't say we want to do a revolution. And as Sempre in Lotta, we are present in 20 cities with 10 stable committees, and we work in high schools because universities are not really active. And we print this paper. I have it here on the spot. And every number sells a couple of hundred copies. And in some cities we lead the movement, like Varese, Agrigento, Campobasso, but they are small cities where there is no other structure. And in the big cities, we work with these structures, not because we think we can bring them to our positions, because they are really sectarian, but because we want to talk with the ordinary students that go to these aggregates, to these committees, because they are interested, and we want to bring our positions. However, the main aim of Sempre Lotta is to build an independent organization, and the best way to do this is to, for example, we run slates for councils. We have these school councils in high schools that are formed by students, teachers, and parents of the students, and of course the headmaster. And we have to write to have 4 representatives, and wherever we can, we run these slates, not because we want to win, because these representatives don't have many powers. But we can talk to the students, we can discuss the program, and we can talk to the whole school just in one day, because we hold these general assemblies when we have to elect these representatives. And this is the second, the General Assembly is something that we can use to talk with the students. We can call one General Assembly once a month. And all the school is forced to participate because it's during school hours, and we can call speakers from our sections, from our committees. And to call a General Assembly, we have to raise signatures from the students, 1/10 of the students in a school. So it's also a great way to talk with the students, to explain them why they should sign for these assemblies. And there were committees that were formed just doing this. For example, in Messina and Bologna, we recruited comrades during these assemblies. And on the other hand, we have occupations, and they are kind of a routinary occasions. It's very festive, and there is no, the political level is not very high. But we go to these occupations, and we hold the committees. We can sell the material, because every other day it's illegal to sell materials in high schools. And the students are much more open to talk about politics, because they feel like those days when they occupy a school, it is the time for them to try to do something on their own, to talk and discuss about school matters and international matters as well. An example of what we do, It is the high school Carlo Porta in Milan. We didn't have anything inside the school, no contacts, no comrades, but we heard that the headmasters wanted to sell the students a uniform for 500 euros per year. Sorry. And so we held 3 pickets, a general assembly, and we had a banner on the 10th of October with a couple of hundred students, and we had a committee, and there was this big movement born out of nothing. We thought that was a dead school because there was no committee before our. We did the mistake that we overlooked over the political educations of comrades. We were too focused on the struggle because the headmaster was repressing us. And when the movement withdrew, after we won, the movement just withdrew, and we didn't have any comrades. Now we have 3 contacts inside the school. They are very good people. They are very interested, but we could have done much more, of course. And so I just wanna end this saying that we need to study theory as well, and we don't need to hide that we are part of a Marxist international, because it is exactly what other structures don't have, at least in Italy. Nobody has, for example, other committees in other cities. Nobody works with the workers, and nobody has the theory that we can provide, the books, the materials that we have. And we had a lot of conferences in school and universities as well about international themes. Just as Ukraine, we did conferences in 20 cities with Kirichuk from Bellotti, and in Mexico, about Mexico, and about Charlie Hebdo, about Iraq, and those were very valuable occasions. So we are, it's the students that come to us and ask. For example, we were starting a new committee, and the students went to us and asked if they could talk about the state and revolution, because they were really interested in that. They were not so interested in the school fees and all that, but they wanted to talk about Marxism. And so we are holding a conference in April from the 2nd to the 4th in Milan, and we are opening with one day. The first day we are talking about Marxist education, and we want to invite everyone that is in this room right now, because of course I think you can gain a lot from this occasion. And we're going to discuss our program, our works in the various areas in Italy, so you are all invited. Okay.